Welcome to another episode of With Love MJ. Today, I'm going to do a car talk.
So during this video, just to let you guys know, I am now in my car. I just got off of work, got home from work, and while it was fresh in my mind, I wanted to remind myself that I have not recorded since I was maybe 20 or 23 weeks. So I'm now 33 weeks pregnant and very close, 7 weeks out from my due date. And wow, she's kicking. 7 weeks out from my due date. And am I nervous? No, I'm not nervous at all. I know usually people are nervous or people are like afraid of the things that they're not sure of. But I can honestly say I'm not there. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I think what calms me and what relaxes me is knowing like you don't know what's going to happen. So don't worry yourself over things that things that you may think or things that you may hear. And that's an important part of pregnancy. Not letting other people's experiences shape you. In the beginning I did a lot of that, like not even the physical act of pregnancy, but even the way that I thought that things were supposed to be in my life, and how we want things to be so together, and just like that comparison you can build a lot of anxiety around that. And so throughout my pregnancy I've realized that that's not important. Everybody's experience is different. And so you might find that if you're pregnant, if you've been pregnant, or if you plan to be pregnant at some point, some people say that they are scared. Some people say that they are nervous. Some people say like their nerves are out of control around this time, but mine are really not. I'm really more so looking forward to seeing her face. More than anything, I'm excited about my baby shower. I'm excited about things like my maternity shoot. So there hasn't really been any space for anxiety about, giving birth. And I don't think that there will be. Probably not until that second when I'm going into the delivery room. But even then, I don't know. I kind of wish it would hurry up. But I'm going to let her bake. I'm going to let her slow roast and do what she got to do. So I have my perfect baby girl when August 14th comes. One thing that I can say throughout this pregnancy, and it may have sparked even more of an interest to me, I guess I could say an interest, is my consistency and staying on top of my doctor. So when I go to my doctors now, my doctor's visits are every 2 weeks. But when I was going to my monthly visits, I always ask a lot of questions. I always take pictures of my records. Like in my phone, they send them to me automatically. And just like reviewing, Googling, asking other pregnant women, like, has this been a problem for you? Or have you seen this as, a red flag? I haven't had any difficulties or anything going wrong in my pregnancy as far as like blood work or anything, but just things I want to be aware of, because I did plan on having a doula. Unfortunately, lots of things came up, and it took a while for me to get used to, because I've gone to my consultation. I met with her, I spoke to her. So luckily there are things that I can take away, and that my partner and my mother, anybody else who's going to be in the room with us, like, they're going to know what to do in order to comfort me. But it did break my heart that I won't be having a doula anymore. She's really sweet. I'm going to leave her information at the bottom for anybody who's in New Jersey and who's interested. She's actually one of the lower cost doulas in this area, and she works really good. She is a postpartum doula. She's a LGBTQ doula. She does everything. So like afterlife, a death doula. They call it a few different things, but essentially a death doula. She does a lot of things. And she's just so great. I loved her. I'm so sad that I won't be using her, but lots of takeaways that I'm going to talk about a little later. But yeah, just staying on top of things. And I think I've been reading this book. We live for the we. That's the name of it. We live for the we. I'm gonna also put the information in the bottom. And me and my best friend started reading it. It's about the politics of Black motherhood and just how you have to take control and take charge over your own experience, and you have to take charge over motherhood. So when she gets here, what are the things that I'm going to teach her? What are the things that I'm going to introduce to her? How am I going to be in control of my energies and what I give off to her? They talked about spirituality, involvement with her schooling, and these are things like we don't think about when we're pregnant. But I'm glad that I read it, because not only am I on such a high, just to have a baby girl, but you don't get a break between, this process and becoming a mother. And although she'll be small for a while, these are things that I can start building upon her foundation. And I think that's really important. To me, motherhood is, and not saying that it's not important to other women at all. I'm not bashing women in any way. But to me, motherhood is more than the belly and the pictures. Like, I take this very seriously, because I feel like my mom did a damn good job with us. And I always talk to her about what she expects out of me, and some things that she would have changed raising us, or where she felt like she could do a little better. And I think that's what motivates me to be an even better mother, be involved, pay attention to certain things, and even my experiences outside of my mother's home, things that I didn't necessarily go to my mother about, but I learned outside of her presence. Those are things that I may want to introduce to her myself, because I think that it would have been a little bit easier had I been introduced to it, prior to it being revealed to me outside of, again, her presence. So that was a mouthful. But if you ever get an opportunity, please read that book, We Live for the We. The Politics of Black Motherhood. It's really good. I'm actually still finishing it, because grad school and life and shopping and eating and all other things. But it's a really good book. It's helped me through some tough times, even myself personally, particularly the spirituality piece. I recommend it. 10 out of 10. I definitely recommend it for anybody, especially for young mothers, because there's this stigma that's around young mothers, whether you're with your partner or not, just about, bringing life into this world. And I don't think it matter. I don't think those type of things matter as far as age, but it's more so about your mindset. This is something that you chose to do. This is something that you agreed to do after, knowing that you were pregnant. So going forward and, bringing life and nurturing life, even after birth, is important. It is just as important as that nurturing that you do when a child is growing inside of you. So please pick up that book. I really recommend it for all women. Even if you already have a child, it's just so eye-opening, and it's something that nobody else would understand. Like, I could talk my head off to my daughter's father, and he wouldn't understand. He this is our own experience, and I think that's the beautiful thing about it. And that's why I like making videos, and I like talking about my pregnancy so much. Like, I know people are on, like, if you follow me on Instagram, I'm always talking about my pregnancy. And for a while I didn't feel like I could, because there was just some things I had to go through and get through, as far as just not feeling comfortable or even feeling like people care, because internally you're so happy, and even sometimes you're not going to always be happy. Like, I know a lot of mothers who are wrapped around their children. They love their children, would do anything for their children, but they don't feel the connect until their child comes out. And that's absolutely okay, because in the beginning of my pregnancy, although my earlier videos, I showed you guys how happy I was. Those were, and I'll be 100% honest, those were some of the heights, the happiest moments. There were times that I had to remind myself, hello, you're pregnant. Like, focus on your baby. You know, you have to shut out the outside world. There's nothing more important than her. So it's not going to always be easy. And that's one reason why I wanted to start recording in the first place, because I know that I talked about the different reasons why I wanted to record my journey, but people sugarcoat, and you really see like the glitz and glam of pregnancy, and it's really not all glitz and glam, and it grinds my gears something serious to see people make pregnancy seem like it's so simple. Everybody, like some people, like I haven't had any complications in my pregnancy, none. The only problems that I've had have been very normal round ligament pain, the pain that I've been talking about this whole time. Your bones start to relax, your muscles start to relax. There's a baby. Now it feels like a bowling ball's between my legs. So, in that aspect, I would say I've had it pretty good. My pregnancy's been pretty good. But I know people who've had HG while they're pregnant. They can barely eat. They can barely get out the bed. People on disability. So pregnancy is not an easy task. It's not an easy feat. But so many women make it to that finish line, and it's a beautiful thing at the end. But I love transparency. I love when you can be real about the emotional and the physical aspect of pregnancy. One, your body knows what to do when a baby is growing, but your mind and your spirit doesn't always catch on. And I wanted to be able to speak to women and have my comments open for people to always respond to me. My Instagram, have people always able to contact me and say whatever it is that they feel about these videos, sharing their own experiences, because every single experience is going to be different. I don't have a bunch of physical problems, any complications. I have a clean bill of health, but mentally and spiritually, this process has been truly challenging. And I know there are women who are the very opposite. They were happy, but they were sick as shit. And it just be like that sometimes. So I don't even know what we were talking about anyway, but I'm about to get out my hot car, so yeah.
If you missed the very small details in the beginning of this video, I am now 33 weeks, and I hope that you enjoyed my car talk.